so? Yeah. In the bottom left, he needs to turn this series around.
KT roster stats.
And in the upper right, in the orange, our Zerg player, he is.
SK Telecom T1 Su.
A lot more support from the crowd here in our studio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 3 finals in a row compared to someone who's done well for himself, but definitely not a name like Su yet.
All right. Looking back at that last game we had, PBZ out of more so as a matchup does function off throwing off your opponent's unit balance.
Yeah.
And we see both players trying to do it to each other. But Su is very effective at controlling what his opponent's making. But Tesla signs are better, Tosis.
God. That's
but our
right.
Tosis signs always get on TV.
Well, that's why they put it on. They could read through because it's marker on paper, and they're like, okay, turn the sign. The cameraman was probably like giving him the turn the sign hand gesture there.
The turn the sign hand gesture.
Like, listen, we don't want to read about Tasteless. Come on, I mean, he's good. He's good.
They are better, but the Tosis signs get on TV.
You get 2 GSL coins, guy in the audience.
Yeah, you do.
You guys in the chat, you don't get any GSL coins.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's sad. They need to come down to the studio.
Yeah, they gotta.
Yeah.
Looks like a third hatch going up. Very eco.
I read the
builds.
funniest thing in Twitch chat.
Yeah.
I was watching. It looked like one of these copy pasta things, but it was something like, we're getting closer to Halloween now, but it was something like, I heard if you say dead game in the mirror 3 times at night, like, I forget what the rest of it was. Like, Rankings Ghost comes back to haunt you or something like that.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, we got the 3-base Zerg here against Protoss is teching very gradually. We're going to see what kind of tech it's going to be. It could be the Stargate, it could be the Robo.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be the Twilight Council, but
a fast third base.
Yeah, that's an option as well. And then we get the tech a little bit later.
Yeah. If you go Twilight off 2, that's like normally a really different build, like a very strange. Like you can get it right before your third base or something, but yeah, I think probably he hasn't done it yet, like just gone right into a third base, but I think that's a nice build for this map. Although Stargate, of course, that is always doable. But how much damage are you going to deal to Su? He's kind of like caught on that, Stats is really like in Stargate today.
You also have to think, Stats is really not allowed to make any more mistakes. I mean, if you go for a different tech route and it just doesn't work out when you could have played probably what is the safer tech route, Stargate's pretty safe into late game.
Do you want to play safe against Su?
It's a good question. I feel like in this case, it's probably better if Stats plays safe versus plays crazy, because we don't really see Su lose games where people try to pull a fast one on him.
That's true.
It's one of the reasons why he's gotten to the finals so many times. I mean, anybody who gets to the finals of a GSL has had so many weird cheeses they've experienced.
Yeah, that's
so many ridiculous blind counter attempts that you usually have to have somebody like Su who just responds cleanly, checks everything on the map, crosses his T's, dots his I's, dots his lowercase J's.
Caps is a second O.
Yeah, caps is his second O. There you go.
Bolds is S. All right, so
doesn't italicize anything.
This is actually a Robo build, and he hasn't been able to scout it. So this should be a 2-base Robo all-in with Immortals.
Okay, so in this case, let's see. Su, who normally holds off all sorts of weird timing stuff, cheeses, blind counters. Let's see if this actually beats him. Stats is very good at doing this, though. He's very good at PBZ. He's very good at engaging.
Well, he's making a Prism. So the Prism will be used for some harassment, and that'll kind of give it away a little bit quicker than if he had just done a blind Immortal push. Because that can be hard. You don't realize that they're doing the Immortal push until you're like, wait a minute, they haven't taken a third base. Uh-oh.
And you look at, You look where your Overlord is outside their base. You see him moving out, and you go, no!
It's like 3 Immortals in 10 centuries.
Doing their little crab walk outside the base.
Yeah.
See a probe with it. Wow!
Well, they're an upgrade on crabs, Tasteless. They can walk forward.
Oh, can crabs not walk backwards?
Well, I don't know if they can walk backwards, but I know
They walk sideways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I think they can walk forward as well if they really want. But why would they? Walking sideways is so much better. That's how I walk when I'm not with you.
Okay, he's going to move out now.
Well, we'll see what type of harassment he can actually get done here.
You can see just how all in this is. He's making a bunch of gates.
See if he can pick anything off. Oh!
This is pretty cute.
Well...
that queen somehow gets away.
Yeah, it looks like this actually won't
very
end up
quickly.
working.
This is actually a disaster.
He just needs to save the
Oh,
sentries.
God. Oh, God. It's getting really low. Okay, he gets out.
All right. Doesn't quite do what he wanted, but you know what? I guess it forced some lings. The thing is, I think those would be made anyway in this situation.
Yeah, I don't think that helps stats at all.
No, I don't think so. But you know what? It's worth a try. He'll have like slightly less force fields, but you know you can get a lot of force fields with this build anyways. These gateways are finishing up. Another Immortal about to pop out. I believe he's going for a 3 Immortal push here. Yeah, looks like it. All right, Tasteless. Let's see what his control is like. We actually already have Hydras on the way. Hydra range coming up.
Yeah, Protoss should be moving out just about now. I sort of get the impression that Sue should be able to hold this. But let's see. I mean, you know, a few good force fields can completely change the game. Obviously, with a Warp Prism, with this army, he's going to be able to push very quickly. Ling's trying to counterattack or get the pylons that would be warping units, or not. It's not going to be helpful in curbing the rush.
I do like that he's grabbing 3 spines, but let's see how he actually ends up defending this, because sometimes with good force fields, defending on this side of the third base becomes really hard. We've seen a lot of good Zergs lose like this. All right, here we go. Great force fields coming down. Some time warps as well.
Yeah,
wow.
Really good time warps. Really good force fields, and he did not over force field whatsoever. That was exactly what he needed.
Oh, really good force fields there. Also, these Immortals being as such, not taking really any damage so far.
And it looks like he used up all the force fields necessary before the rest of the sentries were picked up. Now Zealot Stalker's being warped in. Still 2 Immortals remaining as he's pushing forward now.
Oh man, that is a lot of damage.
A little bit of reluctance there to fully engage now for Sue as he's going to try to regroup. I think this actually might just work. That was so beautiful, those force fields. Well, now we have a lot more Roaches and Hydras coming up here, though.
You know, that is true. Those Hydras do a really great job. Look at them trying to target down this Immortal and get him.
He's going to get the second Immortal, too, here, which is going to make Hydras really strong.
Yeah, oh, God. And now with no Immortals left, it looks like he will end up holding here.
Yeah, he's going to take this out easily. He's actually going to gun down the Warp Prism and kill off the rest of this.
Wow.
I don't know if Stats is going to go for a longer game here. Usually, in a situation like this, Protoss basically loses because he can't get a third base up and his tech was delayed.
Yeah, I think his hands are probably on his head right now because we haven't seen anything in that production tab for a while. Okay, starting to make some units again now, but this is...
Yeah, I think even a counter.
This is a no-win right here, I think. You know, yeah, he killed a lot of drones, sure, but on these 3 bases with this type army, the only thing you can do is a follow-up Immortal push.
Yeah, but with the Hydra tech already
it's
along
very
like this,
hard.
it's
like,
yeah. You can switch into Roaches or Hydras depending on what they're going for.
Yeah.
Oh, that was definitely not a useful force field there. So they just go around this. Note there's no cannon or anything here, which makes these Hydras so ridiculously strong.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. The Hydras should be able to bust down a bunch of these units and the wall.
He actually gets the remaining sentries. The Protoss is going to be stuck getting Stalkers for the time being.
Well, I think that we are, in fact, going to be seeing GG here in a second. There's just, like, nothing left here for stats.
Yep, he just cleans him up.
Well, you know what? Round of 8, pretty sick. But Sue moves forward once again.
Nicely done, Sue. He's going to go on to the round of 4.
Wow, look at the adrenaline in him. You see his hands? God, wow. That's like, well, the thing is, I guess that'll give you a adrenaline rush anytime such a good Protoss hitting you with that Immortal push. And he lost all of the drones at his third, like, immediately, but still was able to break through. Stats obviously very upset that he doesn't get to go any further. A very strong player, but Sue is Sue.
You know, no shame really in losing to Sue. Sue is just so solid. He handles everything so perfectly.
Yeah. Well, you know, can he make another finals? It's If he can make another finals, man, that's pretty insane.
That's history in the making right there. Well, guys, I guess none of us should really be surprised. Sue keeps doing this.
No one should be surprised. Whenever he wins against anybody, unless it's in the finals, we should not be surprised.
Yes. And that leads us now to our next best of 5. It's going to be a PvP here. Zest going up against Rain. Here are the results if you're just now joining us.
That's right. Stats taking down Foxtrot Labs. Well done there. But that was kind of Sue like over-attacking and going for a tech route that was a little bit questionable in the situation. So, Sue just kind of showing that he's a level above Stats. But I think Stats played very well. I think he had some great moments, but Sue just... I mean, this is where he really shines. I guess these other events he goes into just aren't as good for him, you know?
Sue definitely shifted gears after that failed game in Foxtrot Labs. Guys, participate in the GSL events. If you're here in the studio, you get a GSL coin if you make the sign, and we put you on camera, which we basically always do. I'm pretty sure we get every person makes a sign on camera. You get a second coin. You can use those for all sorts of great giveaways.
I actually saw a bunch of people the other day with Tasteless signs that didn't get on camera, so you probably want to put Artosis on your sign.
Now, if you're online, you can still participate in our events.
Yeah. 2 kings of the nerds, while the king and his Duke Tasteless. We made winner predictions.
Silent Squire.
We made predictions after the round of 32.
Yes.
About who would win this GSL. So go there and guess who we guessed. It's a lot harder to guess Tasteless than mine, I think. But
I guessed the fans. I predicted the fans would be the winners here. And we are actually going to go to a short break here. When we come back, it's going to be our final best of 5 for this phase of the tournament. It's going to be Rain against Zest, and we're going to go to that after this short break. Stay tuned.